This week, I am in the throes of rejoicing over our last full week of summer. I cannot believe it. Somehow, we have made it to the end of summer. There were a couple of weeks there in the middle when I wasn't sure if we were going to make it, but we have. So, next week, the girls all get to go back to school, which they are super excited about. They're ready to see their friends and start their new classes, meet all their teachers, and just get back into the regular routine. And I, of course, am really looking forward to my regular routine after the girls get on the bus every morning is when I love to sit down with my cup of tea and do my prayer and meditation time. And it's never interrupted when they're at school. It's so nice. And then, of course, I'm really looking forward to getting back to some of my big writing projects. I've got some different things in the hopper, some editing for my one big book coming out, and another Adventures with the Saints book that's going to be coming out soon. So it's very exciting. There's a lot of wonderful, wonderful things going on. And the new season is always something to rejoice over. But despite the fact that we are really enjoying our last week of summer, I have found that the kids have just reached this place of complete frustration and exhaustion with each other. And it seems like the only thing that comes out of their mouths towards each other is negativity and snapping and just rude, disrespectful, just frustrating things to hear. And then the only thing that's coming out of my mouth in response is stop that, be kinder, you know better. Like, come on, girls. And I'm getting frustrated myself because it feels like all I hear all day long is negativity. So earlier this week, I thought to myself as I was praying, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, how do I encourage my kids to start treating each other with love and kindness? And something popped into my head, and it was something that I used to do with the girls when they were much littler. And even though three out of the four of them are teens now, it is still extremely effective. And it's something that I like to call the fanny pack of kindness. So, as you can see, I am wearing my fancy handy dandy fanny pack. Okay, fine. I know it's a crossbody, but I was born in the 80s. It's still a fanny pack. Anyway, and inside my fanny pack, I keep a bag of Skittles. And so what I do is I am constantly on the lookout. And as soon as I hear or see one of my girls say or do anything that is kind and loving towards one of her sisters, I yell out loud, the fanny pack of kindness. And I make a big pomp and circumstance and I give them one Skittle. It is not a lot of candy. And so, yes, I even give it to them first thing in the morning if they roll out of bed being kind and gracious with her sisters. It's pretty amazing. And what it does is it really allows my time and energy to be focused on finding the good in the girls. And then it gives them a very, very tangible reward and a reminder of why it's worth their time and energy to be kind. And what's really cool is that sometimes as a mom, I know my girls pretty well, and I can generally anticipate when a sassy or disrespectful comment is about to come out of one of their mouths. And so I will look at them, call their name, and then just point to this here fanny pack. And they're reminded that, sure, they can say what they want to say and get nothing, or they can change their tune and say something kind and loving and get a Skittle. And so this is what I have been doing this week to help enliven and remind them about the joy and to reward this positivity. And I've been spending so much time focusing on the good and really trying to draw it out of my girls that as I laid in bed last night doing my examine and reviewing my day, thinking about all of the times that I had fallen short of being the saint that I know that the Lord wants me to be, I started mentally beating myself up and saying, "Oh, like you didn't do this, and you lost your temper here, and you're not good enough. You're not good enough. You're not good enough." This repeat that I do, that I was not treating my own self with kindness and respect. And as Christians, it is really, really important that we recognize our sin and our shortcomings. It is not advantageous for us at all to just pretend like we are perfect, we are God Himself, and we don't need any correction. However, some of us may have the tendency to spend too much time beating ourselves up and sitting in our sin instead of being drawn to our sanctification and recognizing that, yes, we're not perfect. Yes, we're going to mess up. But because of God's grace, we are able to be forgiven and to live in the light. So instead of laying in bed last night, beating myself up, I said, yes, I want to recognize my sins, but I also want to recognize all of the times that I was kind, all of the times that I was loving, all of the times that I was selfless, that I served my family the way that I was asked to, the way that I turned to the Lord in prayer and bore my sufferings graciously, and all of the good things that happen. Because you have to remember as you go through the week that you were made by a loving God to love. And when God created man, when God created you, he said that you were very good. So this week, my challenge for you is to implement your own fanny pack of kindness. Now, if you have kids in the house, it might actually be a fanny pack of kindness or a purse of kindness or some other pouch or something. You might do Skittles like we do. You might do M&Ms, or maybe it's like a sticker chart and you work towards a bigger prize or marbles or something, where you spend your time and energy looking for the good and the kindness in your kids. But whether or not you have kids in the house, we get to practice this on ourselves all day, every day. So maybe you need Skittles for yourself, but if not, sometimes just our interior thoughts and our words can be just as profound and just as life-changing. So go through your day, finding those moments that warrant a fanny pack of kindness and rejoice. That's all I have for you today. I'm Maria Riley, just a sinner in the throes of trying to be a saint.